Good evening once again. I'm Stephanie Ruhle. Donald Trump gears up for the legal battle of his life as the Justice Department defends its prosecution of the former president. Just one day after Trump's arraignment on charges of mishandling top secret documents, the Attorney General voiced his support for special counsel Jack Smith.
When I appointed Mr. Smith, I did so because it underscores the Justice Department's commitment to both independence and accountability. Mr. Smith is a veteran career prosecutor. He has assembled a group of experienced and talented prosecutors and agents who share his commitment to integrity and the rule of law. Any questions about this matter will have to be answered by their filings in court.
Meanwhile, the Washington Post reports one of Trump's attorneys wanted to approach the Department of Justice to discuss a possible settlement in the documents case. But Trump himself, he was not interested. That is according to 3 people briefed on the matter. The Post writes there were, quote, many occasions when lawyers and advisors sought to get Trump to take a more cooperative stance. Meanwhile, Jack Smith's other investigation, the January 6th one, it has not slowed down, not one bit. Yesterday, 2 Nevada fake electors were spotted entering the federal courthouse in D.C., where the grand jury meets. Trump's legal troubles are escalating just as he is ramping up his 3rd campaign for the White House. NBC's Garrett Haake spent the day in New Jersey, and he's got more.
Tonight, a source close to former President Trump describing the mood around him and his senior staff as calm and upbeat and satisfied they successfully stage managed yesterday's unprecedented arraignment. Another source who's not part of the legal team telling NBC News Mr. Trump knows he's entering a period of long and uncertain legal battles and that his defense will likely focus in part on his belief that he was allowed to keep the documents.
And if that's not keeping him busy, Trump is also bracing for a possible charging decision from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She, of course, is investigating his efforts to overturn the 2020 election in the state of Georgia. Yesterday, there was a question about if her case would be delayed because of Trump's federal indictment. Today, her office put out a statement shutting that down completely, saying that federal indictments, plural, will have no impact on her investigation.